guys, Eva here, and today I'm here to wrap up my Popsugar challenge for 2018. As I mentioned in this video here, I won't be taking another challenge next year in 2019. I am done with challenges for a while because I want to read more of my books. But this challenge included 40 prompts of books that you had to read, plus 10 if you wanted to. I did read all 50 books that were in the challenge, and as of now I will tell you what the challenge was about and the book that I've read for that challenge. You can find all the reviews for these books in my wrap-ups throughout the years, so I won't tell you anything about the books. I will just wrap the challenge up basically. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first challenge was read a book made into a movie you already saw, and for these I've read Basic Instinct by Richard Osborne, which I already watched the movie many years ago and didn't remember anything. So yeah, this is a thriller. Second challenge was true crime, read a true crime, and for this I have read Talking with Serial Killers by Christopher Berry D, which was about this author going into prisons and interviewing serial killers. The next challenge was read a book in a series you have already started, and for this I have read A Destiny of Dragons by T.J. Klune, fantasy series with a gay main character, one of the best fantasy series, one of the best series ever that I ever read. I love the series, so funny, go check it out. Fourth, a book involving a heist, and for this I have read The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. It does involve a heist. I know it's maybe a bit far-fetched, but it's all about a bunch of teams and going on heists, and yeah. Challenge number 5, read a Nordic noir, and for this I have read The Bat by Joe Nesbo, really famous series. This is the first book in his series that I will continue on, because I really liked. Challenge number 6, a novel based on a real person, and for this I have My Lady Jane by Hand Ashton Meadows, and this is a retelling of the history of Jane Grey who was queen for 9 days. Challenge number 7, a book set in a country that fascinates you. For this I've read The Angel of Darkness by Caleb Carr, the second book in his series. There is a TV show of the first book, The Alienist, which I loved on Netflix, and this takes place in New York, which is a place I've never been and I would love to. I love the idea of New York, and I'm sure I will love the city too. So yeah, USA, I love USA in general. I've been to California and fell in love with the place. So yeah. Challenge number 8, a book with a time of day in the title, and for this I have read Night Owl by Jane Bennett, contemporary YA, really cute, and yeah, Night Owl, which is time of day, even if it's night, whatever. Challenge number 9, a book about a villain or anti-hero. For this I've read The Reckoning by Alma Tatsu. And this is not just the story of the anti-hero, but you follow for 3/4 of the book the point of view of the bad guy, and so yeah, I consider it for this challenge. Challenge number 10, a book about death or grief, and for this I have read A Game of Love and Death by Martha Brockenbrew. Love and death make a bet about two people, and love wins if they choose to stay together, and death wins if they don't. Challenge number 11, a book with a female author who uses a male pseudonym, and for this I have read Fred Vargas' Uomo dei cerchi azzurri. This is the Italian title. Fred Vargas is actually a woman, and in English I think it's called like this, I don't remember it. Number 12, a book with an LGBTQ plus protagonist, and for this I have read Lightning Struck Heart by T.J. Klune. I've already mentioned the second book in the series in a previous challenge. This is the first book, as I said, fantasy, humor at its best, although it's really sexually graphic. The main protagonist, he is gay, he is learning how to be a wizard for the prince, and the prince happens to be betrothed to the Knight of the Guards, and our protagonist happens to be in love with said Captain of the Guards. These books are hilarious. I need to get my hand on the third book in the series. And number 13, a book that also stage play or music. Because I have read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child after seeing the play, in London. This is by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. The 8th book in the series takes place 20 years after the events that takes place in the 7th book of Harry Potter. 14, a book by an author of a different ethnicity than you, and for these I chose Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which you can see here, right? Young adult fantasy, all cast of characters are black, and yeah, liked it, 4 stars I think. A book about feminism. For this I've read Women in Science, 50 Fearless Pioneers Who Changed the World by Rachel Ignatowski. It's a beautiful book. Each woman has colored page and each page is different color. And it's all about scientists, women in different fields, and it's not about feminism, but it is a feminist book. It's about recognizing what these women did, but many of those are not as famous as their male counterparts. So yeah, I classify this as a feminist book. Number 16, a book about mental health. And for this I read The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Head, and this was a non-fiction book about this neurologist that recounted some of his most peculiar clients. Challenge number 17, a book you borrowed or was given to you as a gift. I borrowed this book, which was by Charles Bukowski, and it was called Hot Water Music Short Story Collection. Challenge number 18, a book by 2 authors, and for this I will go with Magic Bites by Ilona Andrews, and they're actually a man and a woman. I don't know if they're married or something, but they co-wrote this book, but they chose to just use one name. Challenge number 20, a book by a local author, and for this I have read The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. She is from London, and this is a dystopian series. This is the 3rd book in the series. A book with your favorite color in the title, and for this I chose The Woman in Black by Susan Hill, which is a classic horror story. Black is not necessarily my favorite color, but it's a color that I loved so much. I could not choose one color I loved most, but I guess I dressed mostly in black. So challenge number 22, a book with an alliteration in the title, and for this I've read The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. Historical fiction, fantasy, a mashup of those 2. Challenge number 23, read a book with time travel, and for this I've read Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodie Taylor, and this is about historians that go back in time to record history, and they should not mess up with things, but as the title suggests, just one damn thing after another happens. Challenge number 24, a book with a weather in the title. For this I've read Stormfront by Jim Butcher, and this is the 1st book in an urban fantasy series. Challenge number 25, a book set at sea, and for this I have read How to Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra something, I don't remember. This is a loose retelling of The Little Mermaid, really loose retelling. Challenge number 26, a book with an animal in the title, and for this I have read Catwoman by Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, I mean Catwoman, right? Cat, it's there. Challenge number 27, a book set on a different planet, and for this I have read The 5 Stars by Claudia Gray, sci-fi, and this takes place on different planets, actually more than one. Challenge number 28, a book with a song lyrics in the title, and for this I've read Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. Norwegian Wood is a title of a song. Challenge number 29, a book about or set on Halloween, and I had a hard time for these, and I finally found The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, which I didn't particularly like, but this is a middle grade horror-ish story taking place on Halloween. Challenge number 30, a book with characters who are twins, and for these I chose All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. They are not the protagonists, but they are in the book, and they are twins. Number 31, a book mentioned in another book, and for these I went with Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, which was mentioned in The Red Market, which is a non-fiction book that I've read and loved during the year. It mentioned this other book by Ishiguro, which is a dystopian, weird, and yeah, I've read it. Book number 32, a book from a celebrity book club, and for this I went with a poetry collection, Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I think it was Emma Watson book club. It was a celebrity book club, I promise, and I loved that collection of poetry, modern poetry. Challenge number 33, a children's classic you had never read, and for this I've read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. Loved the book. Challenge number 34, a book that is published in 2018, and for this I have read The Hazelwood. Fantasy, about fairy tales, weird. It was okay. I enjoyed it. Challenge number 35, a past Goodreads award winner. And for this I've read The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I just wrapped it up in my November wrap-up. Challenge number 36, a book set in the decades that you were born. And for this I've read The Devil of Nanking by Mo Haider. Thank you, Popsugar Challenge, because this book destroyed me. In a bad way, but I also loved it. I hated it, loved it, didn't hate it. It was shocking. It was, ooh. And this is about this girl, Grace. She's obsessed with a videotape that has disappeared about the massacre of Nanking, and she's convinced that she knows where this video is. And she gets involved with Japanese mafia, and this book is heartbreaking. I cannot even describe this book. This book destroyed me, and yet she became one of my to-go author. Yeah. Challenge number 37, a book you meant to read in 2017 but didn't get to. And for these, I will go with City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson. If this is a contemporary YA about a girl that set off to revenge the killing of her mother. Challenge number 38, a book with an ugly cover. And for these, I will go with The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapin. Personally, don't like his cover at all. Then a book that involves a bookstore or a library. And for this I've read The Shadow of a Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Challenge number 40, your favorite prompt from 2015, 2016 or 2017 Popsugar reading challenge. And for this I went with the 2017 first book in a series I've not read before. And for this I will go with City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, first book in a series. Middle grade, horrorish. Challenge number 41, a bestseller from the year you graduated high school, and this would be 2011. So I've read The Night Circus by Erin Borgenstein, about these two people set to challenge each other throughout their lives, and the background of this challenge is this magical circus that travels around the world. Challenge number 42, a cyberpunk book, and for this I read Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Yes, it was about time. We all know what this is about, right? Challenge number 43, a book that was being read by a stranger in a public place, and this would be The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. High fantasy, Asian inspired, really loved it. Challenge number 44, a book tied to your ancestry. Now, this was kind of impossible. I mean, I went with an Italian book. It's called La Sposa Giovane by Alessandro Baricco. You cannot find the translation in English for this, although Alessandro Baricco has other works translated in English. His writing is really good, and this takes place in South Italy, from where one of my great-grandmothers came from. So yeah, I know it's a little bit far-fetched, but... Challenge number 45, a book with a fruit or vegetable in the title, and for this I've read Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson, semi-biographical book by the author, who grew up with an overbearing religious mother. Challenge number 46, an allegory. I read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, which is also classic. Challenge number 47, a book by an author with the same first or last name as you. And for this, I have read Witch by Eva Iboston. Eva, first name Eva. I know that's how in Italian you write my name, but you pronounce it Eva. Not Eva. But yeah, this is a middle grade fantasy book about witches. Or about fantasy, whatever. Challenge number 48, a microhistory. I read The Red Market by Scott Carney, non-fiction about the trafficking of human organs, hairs, and blood, and so many other things. It's a short book, but really impactful, and it's one of the books that I love. Yet again, it broke my heart knowing that these things are going on, but we should all read books like this. We should all know that this is going on, and yeah, really like this. Challenge number 49, a book about a problem facing society today, and for this I've read The Dinner by Herman Koch, and this is a fictional book. It's about this family that has to deal with the aftermath of what their sons did, and I think violence among teenagers and discriminations, it's an important thing that's always relevant, and unfortunately teenagers can do horrible things. Last challenge, a book recommended to you by someone else taking the Popsugar challenge, and the reason I went to the website where people were recommending books and they chose Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, which is a easy retelling of Norse mythology. I liked it. And that's it. That's it for the challenge. I won't do another challenge 2019. That was my last challenge for a while. I enjoyed it, even if probably I've liked a quarter of the books that I was pushed to read. That's why I don't want to do another challenge, because I ended up having reading here. So hopefully next year I will have a better reading year, not taking any challenges. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day, night, depending on where you are. I'll see you next time. If you're new, I would love to subscribe, so hit the button down below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Ciao!